I'm just making a living. You know, just like a lot of folks around Mississippi. We're not trying to make history. We're not trying to increase tourism. All we're doing is doing what we do. Right now, we're in the middle of downtown Jackson, Ferris Street.
It's a street with a lot of history, what it used to be like back in the day.
The street was packed with folks. Folks all over. They had their own restaurants, grocery stores, Juke joints. I mean, everything happened on Ferris Street that happened in Jackson for the African-American community.
The state capital of Jackson, Mississippi, located along Interstate Highway 55, just outside what's known as the Mississippi Delta. It's the kind of place that makes you wonder, why did they make it the capital? Until you grab hold of what used to be around here. Ferris Street used to be the hub of African-American life in this city, its black commercial, cultural center.
What happened? Where did it all go?
What killed Ferris Street was immigration. Once we were able to branch out of our own indigenous black-run businesses, the black-owned businesses died.
Right.
So great for the black race, but terrible for the black business.
Want hot? How y'all doing today?
Back when things were hopping, Gino Lee's great-grandfather, Juan Big John Mora, moved to Mississippi from Mexico City, started a family with an African-American woman in Jackson. He sold hot tamales out of a steel drum on the corner. In 1939, he moved the operation inside, right here. Now, the last restaurant on the street. Lurking inside, waiting for us, is John T. Edge, who leads the Southern Foodways Alliance.
Mr. Edge, how you doing?
Well, sir.
Who makes a point, a mission, out of knowing and teaching as much as he can about the real culinary traditions of the South, and doing what he can to keep them alive and unmolested.
Thanks, sir.
Look at that. Awesome. It's just like a dream sandwich.
What you go for here are smokes, smoked sausage sandwiches. And these magnificent beauties, pig ear sandwiches called ears. Both pretty much served with the same garnishes of slaw, mustard, homemade hot sauce on a soft bun.
Now, as I understand it, originally this was one of those, nobody wants these things, they're dirt cheap.
That's exactly right. In fact, by dirt cheap, the ears were actually free.
Right.
When my great-grandfather started getting the pig ears, the local butcher was giving them to him because he was just throwing them away.
It's everything we love about pig, the texture, it makes it fatty, lean, all that. Oh, that's good. Man, that is just hard to beat.
Isn't that good? Mm-hmm. It's a good sandwich.
And of course, some hot tamales, which at this point in history are about as Mississippi as they are Mexican. Like the blues, they came out of Mississippi in the early 20th century as Mexican migrant workers came in to replace African Americans who were headed to work in the great factories and stockyards of Chicago and Detroit.
You know, sitting down here, eating tamales, we can sketch a history of Mississippi. And that's kind of what I'm most interested in doing, helping Southerners understand that their foods are as African as they are Western European. And hopefully by way, if not, largely more, music and, all the other cultural expressions of the South. I think food is a sneaky way of getting at some of the serious stuff we've been talking about.
There is a discomfort level about exploring Southern foodways, or particularly Mississippi foodways. Right. When you're talking about high-end traditional Southern cooking, you're talking plantation slavery cooking, because that's where these recipes came from. So to revel in that, you don't want to tumble into nostalgia. The potential for awkwardness and offense is enormous.
I want to be careful. I'm not saying that's what I want the South to be. I'm saying that's what people come to the South looking for.
Right.
They come to the South looking for the past preserved in an ember. But the reality is something different. I don't want to fix it in the past. I don't want to fix it in 1865 or 1965. I want it to progress and change. I want to document the change along the way and celebrate that change along the way. The burden of race is upon us, and we ain't gonna shake it. And that can make us better.
There's no doubt that much of Mississippi history is ugly. From slavery, which was pretty much the backbone, the foundation of industry here from the get-go, to Jim Crow, lynchings, to church burnings. John Rusky is what I guess you'd call a river rat. In 1998, he started the Quapaw Canoe Company, a custom outfit that leads guided expeditions on the Mississippi River and its tributaries. As a central part of his operations, he trains local kids from Mississippi and across the river in neighboring Arkansas under an apprentice program, teaching skills like hand-carving canoes, outdoor survival, and the ins and outs of guiding and the history of the river. Most of these kids come from pretty distressed neighborhoods, and the intent, is that once trained up, they'll stay with the company. Buck Island. Most of the island could be under 45 to 50 feet of flowing river water from April to June with the spring ice melt and rainstorms.
We do a lot of cooking with Dutch ovens out here.
Multi-purpose and indestructible.
And the next step in this thing is that here are the greens, and we should stuff as many greens as we can into that pot.
You know, this right here.
Uh-huh.
All right. So how does your program work? Around what age are they generally when they get first time?
Teenagers. And as soon as they can hold a paddle, the only thing we ask is interest and commitment.
Well, what does that mean, commitment?
We have this thing called the 3 R's, which is respect of yourself, getting good sleep, eating good food, especially before we go on a trip. Second one is respect of other people, other paddlers, and of course the clients. And then the third thing is taking care of the river. And you know, they've been told by their parents, don't get on the Mississippi River. And maybe they don't even know how to swim. And you know, for a young man or woman, overcoming a fear like that and getting in the canoe and then to have people come and appreciate what you're doing is a life-changing experience. But within that is this incredible, bright, and beautiful spirit that is intact in the Delta.
Sweet potatoes, greens into the Dutch ovens. Throw on the corn when getting close. Finally, on the wet logs on top of glowing coals, lay some steaks, some pork loin and pork tenderloins right on there. Just keep an eye on them.
Good, we got a full spectrum of steaks. Potatoes perfect.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah. A hunk of bread. Living large on the Mississippi.
And yes, there is too much food for 2 people. And yes, that is a whole hell of a lot of meat. And I know it would be awful to waste all that extra. But don't worry. Because these gentlemen are tired and hungry.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Right on, Quapos. Come on. Corn on the cob here, greens.
No, I'll be cookie. Yeah, I've got a little more of this. Oh.
The Mississippi Delta is a big sponge that stretches between the Yazoo and the Mississippi. It's what's called an alluvial floodplain of about 7,000 square miles, or almost 4.5 million acres. This area used to look very different. Massive, wild, old wood forests and swamps. After the passage of the cheerful-sounding Native Removal Act of 1830, the Delta became open for settlement by any white people crazy enough, hardy enough, determined enough, or just plain mean and greedy enough to come here.
They got that whole plate. They need that whole plate. 4 dozen. Do it again.
There's no way to make up for our bad racial past, but you do, you know, the sense of community that keeps people here is evidenced in this place.
Julia Reed is Greenville born and raised, the daughter of a political family, a writer, author, and as Delta as it gets.
How long have you been in Mississippi?
22 years. I came in 1992.
John Currents is a celebrated chef who left New Orleans to come to Mississippi and open first one, then many more restaurants and businesses in the town of Oxford.
I've stayed busy.
And this is Doe's Eat Place in Greenville.
Hello, hi.
This is the great Florence Signal.
Well, it's so good to meet you.
Florence in charge of the salad bowl and has been for, this is Florence's Doe senior sister-in-law. When did y'all open up, Florence? 1930? 41, close enough.
Like a lot of folks around here, Dominic Big Doe Signa got his start selling hot tamales to go. At the beginning, the place catered to the black community. But after word got out how good the food was, white people started coming, which led to a kind of weird accommodation to the segregation of the day. Blacks came in the front, white people snuck in the back. The menu expanded with the clientele.
What human qualities are unique or marked in the native of Mississippi?
I cannot address Mississippi because, like I said, the Delta is a whole nother planet.
Okay, better question then. How does the lifelong Delta resident differ from
You had to
the
be a little
other?
crazy to want to come in the first place because it was like the swamps, buddy. It was underwater. I mean, you had to be crazy to come, and you had to have enough money to make it work. So you had some sort of gamblers. I mean, that spirit still infuses the place. It's a little reckless.
The system, such as it is well, crazy. You eat right here in the kitchen. In the division of labor, the flow of work, well, I gave up trying to figure it out 5 minutes in and just figured I'll get loaded and eat all this delicious food. The salad thing is famous, hand-tossed in the same wooden bowl for decades. The hot tamales, same as they ever was.
And those tamales are just incredible because they're made with the steak drippings and stuff that you're getting ready to see. So it greatly enhances the flavor. Oh my God.
I could eat them till I was sick.
Fries done in cast iron pan on the stovetop. The famous shrimp. Steaks on an old rollout broiler. Drippings all over the top.
And you know, you're not going to get skinny or healthy eating the hot tamales and fried shrimp and steak it does. There's no question about it.
Oh, that's good.
Started right here.
Happy. It's the grease that makes it. Uh-huh. Man, that's good.
State Senator Willie Simmons has been an elected official of the Mississippi Delta for 20 years. And he's been running this place, Senator's Place, for 11.
Now, what's the difference between soul food and traditional Southern food?
It depends upon the culture and what neighborhood you was in. If you were in the black neighborhood, then it became soul. We probably put a little bit more of the throwaway in our cooking. The pig feet, the pigtail, the neck bones, and all of that's fatty.
Now you're making me hungry. Now you are definitely.
Well, there's some neck bones out there. Okay.
Oh, excellent. So greens?
Turnip greens.
Oh, I'll have some of that for sure. Is that fried okra there? I'll have a little of that. I might need more than one plate at this rate. Let me get some mac and cheese. What's that, lima beans and the red bean. Oh man, that looks kind of good too. Yeah, a little bit of that. Neck bones floating around somewhere? Okay, yeah, I'll have some of those. Little rice and gravy on there? Yeah, thanks. And, oh, I don't know, a piece of fried chicken there. If you got a thigh, that would be great.
Okra's perfect.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, that's good.
Now here in the South, if you want to, you can throw your fork away and just grab that egg bone.
Oh yeah, I'll be working on that once.
We forgive you and don't hold it against you.
I'd eat this okra all day long, man. It's good.
And I don't know what you think about those greens and butter beans,
Oh
but
man, they're nice. Man, that's tasty. Do you think the right people get the credit for Southern cooking as we know it?
I do.
You think the right people get the credit? I mean, look,
I do.
People know. People know who's behind this food, whether it's called soul food or whether it's called country cooking.
During all the years of cruelty and struggle from 1933 on, through it all, and until today, this place, Lusco's, was a beloved institution. Once a grocery store, it turned restaurant to the moneyed class, serving them in discreet quarters in the back, where one could enjoy an alcoholic beverage in what was then a dry state.
still going after all these years and unchanged. Why?
This place is like a reliquary of like indiscretions past, you know?
But maybe to really tell the story of this place, you have to start with the story of its most famous employee, Booker Wright, who'd been working at Lusco's as a waiter since he was 14 years old.
Glad to see y'all. We don't have a written menu. I'll be glad to tell you what we're going to serve tonight.
In 1965, NBC News came to town, making a documentary on race relations. Booker's entertaining recitation of the menu at Lusco's was famous around town, so they asked him to do his usual routine for the camera.
We have fresh shrimp cocktail, Lusco's shrimp, fresh orchard on a half shell, baked orchard.
But at the end of his usual litany is where he dropped the truth bomb that nobody was ready for. Right here.
Now, that's what my customers, I say my customers, be expecting of me. Some people are nice, some is not. Some call me Booker, some call me John, some call me Jim, some call me all that hurts, but you have to smile. If you don't, what's wrong with you? The meaner the man be, the more you smile, although you're crying on the inside. I'm not going to tip that nigga. You don't look for no tip. Yes, sir. Thank you. What did you say? Come back. Be glad to take care of you. Well, that's what you have to go through with. But remember, you have to keep that smile.
The private dining rooms at Lusco's are still here. The menu, much the same. Steaks, fish, the famous broiled shrimp, the Lusco's special salad with the house Italian vinaigrette dressing, and a healthy dose of anchovy. Onion rings.
Salad makes me happy.
Yeah, me too.
Mostly the anchovies make me happy.
Yeah, love those.
Catfish for Mr. Edge, The famous pompano for me.
It's the kind of mark of being a great restaurant in the Delta, if you have pompano.
It's a big damn fish. No way I'm finishing this.
Sitting here, the booths, the curtains, the whole ring bell for service thing, it seems lost in time.
We got a long and ugly history, but one of the things I love about this place is you can't deny the burden of the past. Like, it's on your shoulders, it's right there. Like, America chooses to deny its problems, in many ways, and declares itself a post-racial society. That just doesn't fly in Mississippi.
Writers, as I know from looking in my own dark heart, are generally terrible people. Put 10 of them together and it's like putting your head in a bag full of snakes. I meet a bunch of them above City Grocery, John Currance's place on the square. Downstairs, Currance's restaurant, City Grocery, cranks out many delicious things. The man known as Big Bad Chef, aka Johnny Snack, is sending some of those goodies upstairs, as there's nothing professional writers like more than free food.
Usually you put 5 writers in a room, it's an ugly hell broth of envy, hatred.
We all hate Tommy.
Right.
No, that goes without saying.
Even me, I hate me worst of all.
Around here, anyway, the writers are really supportive of each other. For writers to argue would be like arguing over a piece of dirt. I mean, what are we fighting about? The stakes are so low. Why would you be a jerk about it?
If Mississippi were a country and there were a national hero, dead or alive, by consensus, statewide, who would the statue be of?
Elvis.
Really? Wouldn't be B.B. King.
It should be. It should be B.B. King.
I mean,
Yeah, but it would be Elvis.
but it would be Elvis.
Well, I mean, Mississippi is, the joke is that it's not a state, it's a club, that it's so small that everybody knows everybody.
Is there a distinctive barbecue style in the state of Mississippi?
No, not that we can really discern at all.
There's no other pit-smoked whole hog barbecue in the entire state. A 175-pound pig will feed many mouths. About 250 people eat here a day.
Now, this is a not-for-profit establishment?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it sure is.
What kind of socialist, communist are you up to, Currents? What's going on here? This is the state of Mississippi.
Oh, just a feel-good kind of guy.
Me too.
Some of the Oxford writers from last night managed to make it out of bed, heads pounding, no doubt, filled with a shame and self-loathing surely familiar for writers. But like such greats of the past as Malcolm Lowry, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Charles Bukowski, they too have learned that more alcohol first thing will often make you feel better about the world. Particularly if accompanied by freshly baked cornbread, biscuits, pulled pork off that whole hog, sweet jerk chicken, and brisket. Hell, I feel better already.
The Mississippi that I've received is not the Mississippi that I've had in my head, I was surprised on how sold I was off the bat.
It's easy to just look at Mississippi and go, that just happens down there, so we're good, our hands are clean. It's a totally misperceived place. When I came, I fell in love with a place I never thought that I would. There's something to it, but you can't put your finger on it, on what it is.
What is a juke joint? You've heard reference to them, no doubt, but what is it? I guess the first thing you gotta know is it's pronounced juke joint. And this is a real good one. Scholars have suggested the word juke came from the Gullah, descendants of enslaved Africans, and it meant wicked or disorderly, to dance, or a place of shelter. Juke joints started as plantation community rooms during slavery times. They went on to become the small, private African-American run bars, clubs, and lounges. First in rural areas, then in towns and cities, where workers could dance, drink, party, and gamble as a respite from the hard labor of Delta sharecropping, tenant farming, house service, and segregation. They were often condemned by church leaders as houses of the devil. William Po'Monkey Seabury runs this place, as he has since 1963. And he makes the rules.
How long has this been a business?
I've been in this place 58 years. I'm 74.
How did you get into this business?
I just got into it. Something I like to do, and everybody come here and enjoy themselves. No problem.
And please explain this policy. You know, no hats backwards and no pants hanging down. What is
That's
that?
right, that's right. If you don't like my rule, don't come, cause.
What are the rules here? No rap music.
No. I'm about that bumper, bumper, bumper. I don't like that stuff. Give me a headache in the brain.
Well, thank you, sir. I love your place, and thank you for having us.
But you got to come back again.
Oh, I surely will.
I'll find somebody to get naked with you.
Uh-oh.
In the cities of the North, where I come from, in some ways we've been able to buy ourselves free from our past. New arrivals pour in with no memory of the ugly parts of our history. We can afford the luxury of the new. We can live in comfortable bubbles or apartments high in the sky. In many ways, more separate than at any time in history. But for Mississippi, the past is right there to see, still present, and coming to terms with it, not an abstract discussion, but the daily business of life.